Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Day, also known as Daylisha. That's my government name. And depending on how far we go back, Deja.
What's going on, my people? My name is Gabe, aka Gabriel, aka Young Brother Reed, aka Brother Reed, and we're checking in.
Wait. So you just gonna forget about Well Done?
Well Does is dead and gone.
Okay.
When we're checking into you live from Thailand, check it out in the background.
Yeah, we live in Thailand, y'all. Been out here for 19 months now. We are serving in the Peace Corps volunteers.
Yep. And so tell them where you're from, baby.
I am from, you probably have all heard about it, a city called Jackson in Michigan. Midwest swing, y'all. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, and I'm from a place where we get beautiful all four seasons right outside the nation's capital, Maryland. Check us out.
And we are, next month we've been married 3 years, dating for 7 total.
Yeah.
We are in Thailand by way of Denver, Colorado. We spent 3 years in Colorado. Prior to that, we actually met in Austin, Texas.
In AmeriCorps, interestingly enough.
And we lived in Houston together for a little bit. And now we are here in Thailand in the Chiang Mai province. And as you can see, once again,
very beautiful. And so we're blessed with this opportunity, and you know, knowing that our time is short, we're thinking about coming back to the States in February, maybe doing some travels, come back in March.
February.
And we're thinking about these top 3 cities.
To relocate. New York City.
Brooklyn, BK.
Brooklyn.
Crown Heights.
We also like Harlem, but so far leaning more towards Brooklyn. Raleigh-Durham area of North Carolina.
State capital.
Or taking it all the way back to Texas, baby.
Yeah, each time.
Houston, San Antonio, Austin. We're not too sure yet, but we're trying to figure it out. And right now, those are just happen to be some strong options for us.
Right.
But we'll see how it goes. Wherever the good Lord takes us, right, baby?
Amen. So let's talk a little bit about how all the way back in early 2017, why we signed up, why we even applied to the Peace Corps.
That's a good question. And so I've always kind of had a free spirit. And so one night I was like halfway asleep in our apartment in Denver. It had been a few months after we had got married, and Gabriel comes into the room and he's like, "Hey, baby." I'm like, what, Gabe?
Right, bedtime.
He's like, "What do you think about joining the Peace Corps?" I'm like, "What?"
She started jumping for joy.
I was so excited. I was like, "Yeah!" Like, I was shocked. Like, that sounds like it'd be my idea, but that was Gabe's idea. And of course, I was down.
Yep. And it's interesting because we were actually planning a vacation out here for like a spring break, but we knew that wouldn't be enough time. And so we started looking up countries, which countries accepted couples, which countries had a mission that we both could get down with. Which countries were we looking at?
We looked at Guyana. Then we contemplated some countries, you know, in Africa.
The motherland.
Wanted to go back home, you know, serve people who look like us. However, some of the missions that were out there really didn't align.
With our backgrounds.
Align with our backgrounds, and
it's mainly health services out there.
Some of it perpetuate, you know, stereotypes that people have about, you know, various African cultures, and I personally didn't want to be the face of that. But however, I was just looking, you know, I had been working in education prior to that in a number of different capacities.
7+ years.
7 years, and so I was ready to, you know, take my service and skill sets and serve on an international level, and I was looking to grow, develop some more experience, and just become a better, you know, a stronger educator, and be able to take some of those skill sets back to America after our time here. Yep.
And it's very interesting because obviously as Black people, we're a minority back in the States, and so we're even there's even fewer of us percentage wise in the Peace Corps. And as far as married couples go, or some couples come out here and domestic partnership, I set my vows though, but as far as married couples, we only make up about 1% of the entire volunteer population, and so we're like a double, triple minority out here.
Absolutely. And so, kind of a segue out of that, Gabriel, you want to tell the people about some of your highlights since you've been out here serving as a Peace Corps volunteer?
Absolutely. You know, something I'm very proud of is that our marriage, we've grown a lot here. You know, interestingly enough, our communication.
สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับครับผม
คุณสบายดีไหมคะ
สบายดีไหมคุณล่ะ
สบายดีค่ะ
คุณมาจากที่ไหน
ฉันมาจากประเทศอเมริกาค่ะรัฐมิชิแกนภาคเหนือของอเมริกาค่ะคุณล่ะคะ
Home rat, Washington D.C. It's easy to say you from D.C. than Maryland. Yeah, our communication, man, as a couple has greatly improved, and we argue way less. Interestingly enough, you know, having limited resources financially, materially, less distractions too, you know, but we communicate a lot more effectively. Especially when we get angry, right? We take seconds to cool down. It used to be, you know, when we first got married, we get angry at each other, then we sleep like a baby. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just like, you know, we stay up, we talk it out, we won't go to bed until, you know, there's some sort of reconciliation. So that's definitely been a highlight. What about yourself, baby?
Yeah. Personally, the marriage has been a huge, just us growing closer, us growing stronger as a married couple. We've been able to become more resourceful, more flexible, and we're also just growing up. So we've been here for 2 years. I'm 31 now.
Yeah. I'm 28.
There's a little sugar mom over here.
Yeah. Hey, but thank God I got a mature woman, man. When she wants to be, you know.
So yeah, that just kind of comes with the territory. That professionally, my girls' clubs. That's been a remarkable project that I've been working on. So I'm a youth development coordinator out here. So I kind of create programs and implement, you know, programs and initiatives to develop the youth into stronger leaders and healthier models. And so I received my 200-hour yoga teacher certification prior to coming to Thailand, and I've been able to use the skill sets, you know, that I received there and apply them here. So I'm able to teach yoga to my girls and just
world-class yoga, not just some YouTube video. World-class.
And just empower them, you know, on how to feel strong in body, mind, and spirit. And we kind of talk about gender roles in country that can keep young ladies bogged down, and
big time.
how to kind of work through those, and, you know, confidence building, leadership, and decreasing bullying among girls. And so that's my baby project that I've just been super proud of, and that's been a major highlight of mine.
Congratulations. I've seen the fruit of that, you know, because she's teaching my kiddos up there. And so, yeah, on a similar token, I've had a chance to teach baseball to some of the kids out here. They love it. Chess has been a great opportunity. I did a couple rap sessions. We did like a rap talent show for this past Christmas. So it's been a lot of different things that is definitely, you know, that we've been blessed to happen. What do you think about as your biggest challenge since being out here?
Ooh, challenge. And so in that same breath, because I said highlight marriage, challenge, also marriage.
Right.
And that just being, oh man. So we came over here. I don't know how many volunteers came over, but we're the 130th group to serve in Thailand for Peace Corps Thailand. And I would say between 70 and 80 of us hopped on a plane from Los Angeles to Bangkok, Thailand. And just one of two couples. And no one else knew each other as intimately and as well as we knew each other. And so I think for one, that might be a little bit intimidating to other people, but there was a lot of assumption, like, oh, you guys, you're married, you're good, you know. And so there were a lot of times where we kind of felt left out, really not included, caused me personally to miss a lot of my friends, and, you know, started feeling like I'm losing some of my individuality, because in the States, like, you know, we would have friends, we would have company. Sometimes we would separate and do our own thing. I think Gabe was more of a homebody than me.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'd go hang out with people or go and travel alone. But still, we had a community where we could hang out with them. And so just kind of feeling left out, like, y'all are good, y'all are married. And then just, once we got to our village here in Thailand, and I think just the gender roles and expectations, there'd be times where me and Gabe are in the same place, and he's acknowledged, but I'm not, for an example. So that was really hard for me. That's been a huge challenge of mine since I've been here in Peace Corps.
And on that same token, that's been a challenge of mine, right? Figuring out how to navigate the cultural differences, but at the same time, being an advocate and for my wife. And
thank you, babe.
For sure. And, you know, just to be transparent, there's nothing worse, you know, than as a husband when your wife, you know, says that, hey, I feel like you didn't have my back, you know, and And it's just like, thank you for telling me that, having the confidence and, to approach me with that. But, so that was a challenge. How do I navigate that? And how do I make sure that at all times my wife will never say that again? You know what I'm saying? And so that's been a challenge and also a growing point, and so, it's definitely been difficult navigating the culture out here, especially being married.
And guys, as you follow our series, you'll see we get real and we get real vulnerable. And so that's one of the things I'm excited to share more of about throughout this series.
Right.
But I want to ask you, Gabe, how have you grown over these 19 months?
Yeah, it's been a minute, and that time goes by fast, man.
Living here in Thailand.
Yeah, nieces and nephews growing up, people getting married.
Nephews born.
Right, students graduating. And so I've definitely grown. Like, this Peace Corps experience has definitely been a journey of self-discovery, right? I've definitely feel like I found my niche as a teacher, right? I definitely want to stay as a teacher, and I think elementary school is my niche. And it's kind of funny because I had a student when I was teaching high school in Denver. She told me, I think you should do elementary school, but that was just God speaking through her. But I've definitely feel more confident in what my place is in this world, as a family man, as a man of God, as a man of service, who wants to be in the community, be a part of community development, making sure, helping people rise, give a hand where I can, just as, people have given me a hand where they could. And so, what about yourself, baby? How have you grown?
So I am still growing,
right.
But one of the ways that I feel that I'm starting to kind of shift within, it's just not having to react to every action that bothers me or offends me. I'm a very structured, organized individual. I like to work with people who are reliable, dependable. I'm the type of person, like, I need confirmation. I need to know what's going on. Like, I'm big with, like, to-do lists and calendars. And that, in a lot of ways, is very opposite of Thai culture.
Sabai.
And I'm learning to kind of accept it. Just kind of, like, expect that things aren't always going to go right, or just kind of, I'm learning to be more flexible, resourceful. I know how to work with a really little bit. I know how to work now without any budget. I know how to work with just white computer paper, recycled paper, and teach a whole semester of classes and facilitating activities. But also just when those moments happen, I'm learning to just kind of be at peace with them and accept.
For sure.
So just being like, hey, this probably won't go your way, and if it doesn't, you can be okay with that. And so, I've started making gratitude lists every morning when I wake up. And I really see how that has started to transform my days and how I go about reacting to things that aren't happening in the way that I feel they should be happening.
For sure. You also, I wanted to tell the people, you locked your hair out here too. You want to talk a little bit about that
locked
journey?
It up, y'all.
Natural woman, natural queen.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? And they getting long too, ain't they?
I did it. I finally did it. Yeah, I was a loose natural for a few years. I stopped perming my hair in 2011.
Okay. It's kind of interesting because that's why
I'm looking.
That's one of the reasons why we started dating. I never been with a woman that had that was confident in her natural expression, and so shout out to the wifey. Locking it up.
Yeah,
more beautiful.
I finally just did it. I was like, it's only hair. And when I'm over this, I'll just cut it off and do something else different.
And still look good. You know how they do, fella.
I'm going through that journey. Yes. But thank you, babe. I appreciate that.
For sure. We've been watching a couple shows lately, y'all.
Oh, yes. So we have been watching The Chi, which is on Showtime. It is written by a black queer woman from Chicago.
I forgot her name, but yeah.
Lena Wyeth.
Okay.
I apologize, Miss Lena, if we mispronounce your name.
Yeah, but she's from Chicago, so it's got the authentic feel for sure.
For sure. Very similar to The Wire, if you've ever seen that. But I think it's better. Yeah. Like, I really like the first 2 seasons of The Wire, but I really like The Chi.
What you rated on a scale of 1 to 10?
So season 1, I would say like a 9 out of 10, and then season 2, like a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just real raw. You know, it takes place on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
And I like it. I don't know. What do you think?
I like it too. It talks about the crime aspect, the education, the law enforcement, even the food culture. So it's very creative how she's spiraling and connecting all the characters. Same thing, first season, definitely a 9. Second season, it had some disappointments. Even some basic stuff like editing, but definitely, you know, I say second season, round of 6, but hopefully they pick it up for season 3. We ain't gonna do no spoilers, but hopefully they pick it up for season 3. We've also watched Dexter,
which I had seen before years ago when Dexter first came out. I've seen every episode, every season. But I have been trying to tell Gabe, like, you need to see Dexter. Like, you haven't seen Dexter? Finally got him to watch it. I love Dexter. I'll let you comment more, though, because you're a newbie. But we just wrapped it, all 8
We finally just finished season 8. We watched season 1 last year.
Showtime as well.
Showtime, yeah. Yeah, so we watched season 1. I wasn't really feeling it. She was really trying to persuade me to watch it. And I was like, hey, hold on. Let's look up the awards. You know, let's see what the best season is. Let's watch that. And if that season is whack, I'm done with it. You know,
my husband, I love him, but my husband is very extra.
So anyway, we skipped over to season 4, Trinity Killer. And that got us hooked, and so then we watched 5, 6, 7, then went back to 2, 3, and now we just finished 8.
We had to do the most.
The series was nice. I would definitely watch it again. I was disappointed in the series finale, but overall, like, best book I've read out here is definitely a book, presidential historian John Meacham, and it's called Thomas Jefferson, The Art of Power.
Slave owner.
Yeah, literally slave master, you know. But I was interested in reading about Jefferson because my boy Abraham Lincoln, the great emancipator, he looked up to Jefferson so much.
How ironic.
Yeah.
What the?
And so I wanted to see why, so I read about Jefferson, and that dude was like a politician in the truest sense. And so I really, from that book, I really learned how to, you know, play the game, so to speak, politic, you know, negotiation, strategically plot, not manipulate, but to make sure that in my endeavors, I could, you know, literally get what I want for the service that I'm trying to provide. And so, but what about yourself? You read a couple fictions, right?
This book about 2 weeks ago in like 2 days, Verity. I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'll put it in a link where you can read it for free. That book was good. It was like, if you like suspense, thriller, a page turner, a little bit of erotica for the freaks, I recommend that one. After Verity, I read Allegedly, which is written by a black woman. I think her name is Tiffany Jackson. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But again, good, suspenseful. I had a good like twist that you weren't expecting. This past week I started reading It, my first Stephen King book. I've never read a Stephen King book, but I really like horror films, and like his movies used to creep me out as a child. And I was like, let's try King, which is like, it is over 1,000 pages. Typically I read books around 350 to 400 pages, but it's been good. King's a good writer, so we'll keep you posted on that. We really look forward to dropping, you know, different video series for you all. We have plans to talk about mental health issues in the Black community, mental
politics,
wellness, marriage,
for sure, friendships,
sun is setting,
family. Yeah.
And so I think Gabe and I, we try to think critically a lot, and we
for sure problem solve.
You really deep, especially when it comes to politics.
Everything, religion. Critical. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, interfaith marriage.
Gabriel
is a Christian. I am not.
Right.
Interesting.
So you could imagine some challenges, and we'll talk about different ways we still encounter and overcome those challenges. You know, it's always a process. Shout out to our sponsor, you know, for supporting us. It's and check it out. We'll post a link. It's an Instagram page about women's health, everything from sexual reproduction all the way to nutrition, man. And I think it's a huge service, and it's run by none other than yours truly. Why don't you tell them a little bit about why you started that?
So I'm actually working on my certification to practice as a doula upon my return to the States. So a doula is a non-medical support.
So, traditional woman, ain't it, fellas?
Oh my
Old
gosh.
school.
Oh my gosh. So non-medical, I want to emphasize that. Support for pregnant women, I'm also getting, in addition to that, my postpartum doula certification. And so what kind of sparked that passion within is just that the mortality rates for Black women during labor, it's just alarming. It's on par with, you know, developing nations that don't have the same type of medical resources that we have in the States. And so I'm pissed off about it. I think it's ridiculous. And so women who have a doula are less likely to have unnecessary C-sections.
Hallelujah.
Less likely to have complications during birth. You know, they're advocate for you in the birth room.
For sure.
They keep family members in line who, you know, don't want to respect boundaries.
Get that boundary popping.
I'll incorporate yoga teaching with that, some breathing technique, different positions during pregnancy, and just provide women with factual information and options. So whether you want to do a home birth, you want to birth in a hospital or birthing center, your choice. But as a doula, I support you through that. And so definitely follow that page to learn more about that.
For sure. And real quick, baby, and fellas too, you know, as I'm getting older and we don't have kids yet, you know, but we've been listening to some podcasts and doing some research, and you know, women just learning about what their body goes through, what their mind goes through. I mean, they make a huge sacrifice, you know, carrying our children, preserving the next generation. I think it's very important that we as men are informed about their sacrifices, the challenges that they're going to experience, and how we can best support them. So definitely check it out, man.
So I have a blog.
Check it out.
Soul Spoken blog.
We'll post the link in the bottom.
WordPress.com. Soulspokenblog.wordpress.com. I think that's what it is. We'll put the link in there. But you can just read more about my experience in Thailand, our experience in Thailand. Also, we don't really have access to a lot of supplies and resources out here. So if you're interested in ways that you could potentially help us out,
send us some things
with our students. Yeah, if you want to send us anything.
Children's books, baseball cards, baseball gloves.
We have a care package wish list that you can check out with instructions on how to mail that. In addition, like there's some, like deodorant. I can't find deodorant.
Right.
So again,
that baking soda kind without the aluminum.
If you want to support volunteers on a stipend, please feel free to check out our blog and shout out to a few of our homies that have sent us care packages.
In Ohio.
Veronica,
Vegas,
and
baby.
BJ, and Nikki. We appreciate you guys so much.
I mean, because they brought us some candy, you know what I'm saying? Some markers, some coloring books. You know what I'm saying? It's just, my baby loves some Twizzlers. They sent some Twizzlers, and it's just like, you don't know how much that helps us just get through this service.
The support has really helped us a lot. So thank you guys for that. And hopefully y'all are watching. And lastly, you know, let's just do it for fun. What's your top 5? All Black folks got a top 5.
You gotta have that top 5. And so off the top, you know, Tupac, definitely number 1.
Okay.
DMX.
Okay.
Then we go down to Kanye West. J. Cole. And this is a personal top 5. I gotta say my boy Chameleonaire. Shout out to Chamilitary Entertainment.
Where'd they do that at?
You know, down in Houston,
Where'd they do that at? They
what
see
about
me rolling.
Hey.
They hating. No, Chameleonaire is paid though, I heard.
He's talented,
surprisingly.
What about you, baby?
My top 5, we have a lot in common, so definitely, and this is not in any particular order.
Let them know.
But DMX, Kanye, and did you say someone else that's in my top 5? And Tupac. I grew up in a Tupac household. You know, I definitely messed with X. He's raw, you know, classic.
Pure talent.
Kanye, you know, he's got his issues, but
crazy.
That's for another episode. But I do believe he's a genius, and I love his art. And then Lil Wayne, legend. If you mess with me, if you mess with me,
different though,
it doesn't matter. Don't they all? But yeah, Day Weezy. If you mess with me back in my college days,
Day
you know,
Weezy,
Michigan State,
wow.
go green, go white. I'm a Spartan. But Lil
White
Wayne,
school.
and then who is
Number
my 5? Lil Wayne. Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut.
For sure.
That's my top 5, and so that could tell you a little bit about our personalities. We just hope you guys tune in and have enjoyed our first episode. This is just an introductory episode, so you guys can learn a little bit more about who we are. As a couple, individually, kind of the work that we're currently been doing. If you have any questions for us, drop them in the comments.
Please message us.
Any criticisms, we can take that too.
Yeah.
Like
feedback.
it, share it. You know, we appreciate any support. Subscribe and just look out for our next video because we'll be diving into some hot topics.
For sure. All right, folks, that's it for today. We got nothing but love for you. And
sun is setting here in Thailand.
It's beautiful. Check it out. Check it out.
It is. Like, wow.
That's a farm right there. They growing that cow. That's how they say rice. You know?
But we love y'all. So Godspeed, God bless, love and light, good vibes, all of that good stuff.
And we'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace.